Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. When I started Mile High View, I started this channel because I just got so sick and tired of people flim-flamming, flip-flopping, saying one thing, then completely saying something else. I just got so sick of it. And as a case in point, just give you an example, is when what got me started was when they brought Case Keenum in. I said, this man's a dead man walking. And we were given all the campaign promises. Every time this year, every NFL team is in campaign promise mode. You know, hope and change you can believe in. You know, drain the swamp. Whether you're on the right or left, doesn't matter. It's always the same BS. You know, that the promises never kept. And I understand that every team's doing this. But with the Denver Broncos, it just seems to be going to another level. You've got James Marilat, or not James Marilat, apologize, James. You have the guy that, Dan Jacobs, who is on the Sports Talk Radio on, I think it was a Sunday, and he was pissed off at Clayton. He got into it with Clayton and he spilled the beans that John Clayton is on the Broncos payroll, and one of the jobs is to train the players how to deal with the media. Okay, but that's not all what John Clayton's getting paid for. That John Clayton, I couldn't understand what is his interest in putting out all this spin. He's on the Bronco payroll, so I can't trust anything because it's coming out of Dove Valley. I can't trust anything this guy's saying. You know, as being accurate as like the best offensive line or whatever. When all I did was show film of the breakdowns. I'm not saying that Denver Broncos offensive line was the worst in the NFL. They're not consistent. And they definitely look like the worst NFL offensive line when they play the Tampas, the Steelers. They play these marquee defenses. They don't look any good. So we're trying to keep everything real and down to earth and stick to our guns. I got the whole Justin Fields. I was completely wrong with that, and I can talk about that later. Kolby, and the reason I like him here is because he was right off the bat was saying this is what the Broncos want. And then you could go back and look at the Denver Post. Elway absolutely was high on Trey Lance, but that we can get into that later. Just recently, Kolby was just trying to have a discussion with one of the online platforms who just wanted to get right into lying. And we have video. We're going to show you. I'm going to show you why I started this channel ultimately. But Kolby, tell me what happened. You go to an online platform. I think it was to discuss the ownership situation, and that transferred over to Elway Shurmur. So, I won't.
So basically, what it was is they were talking about the whole ownership situation surrounding the Denver Broncos. Your usual suspects: Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. People that I do not want owning this team. That's just another subject for another day. We've already talked about that subject. Before they were talking about Shurmur and Locke. And this is where I had to put my 2 cents in because everything that they were saying was completely wrong. Now, mind you, I am not defending Locke here. Locke had his own faults this past season, but there's a reason why he had those faults is because the past year he was thriving under the Rich Scangarello offense. And all these online platforms, I think, are so bedded in lies that they're going to continue to put out bullshit. And
they believe their own lies. They even believe their own lies.
They believe their own lies. Now, they were talking about the concepts of Pat Shurmur. And I decided to say the reason why Elway brought in Pat Shurmur is because of his 20-plus yard concepts. He wants to run the poor man's version of Kansas City. I said the Kansas City offense. And they got so pissed off saying it was a lie, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And they had to talk about how Locke was, the main subject. He likes to go deep. Well, why does he like to go deep?
Yeah.
You didn't talk about that, did you?
See, this is the thing. All these platforms, and I'm not just singling out the one that we have video. We're going to roll the video about what they said. There were other online platforms. The whole idea was to go vertical. And I'm going to play this. Just let me play the tape. Let me play the tape. And you decide for yourself. I'm not making this. This is what they said. Okay, you guys think we roll out of bed and come up with this stuff? I'll play the tape.
A couple comments here real quick before we get out of here again. Colby Garner says Pat Shurmur's concepts for 20 plus yards. That's why LA wanted Shurmur. He wanted the KC offense. Neither of those is true. That's not what those offenses are. Neither of those is true. That's not what those offenses are. Neither of those is true. That's not what those offenses are.
So what does Shurmur bring to the offense? Well, the reasons that got Rick Scangarello fired aren't the issue with Pat Shurmur. As the offensive coordinator in 2017 with the Minnesota Vikings, they are one of the most aggressive teams in the NFL. The same with the 2013 Philadelphia Eagles. Those teams were led by Case Keenum and Nick Foles. Pat Shurmur also has a history of adjusting his offense to fit what the quarterback can do.
You notice that Shurmur had a lot of different teams that were after him ever since the Giants let him go. This is a quality offensive mind who, again, running an offense usually concentrates on explosive downfield plays, something that we know that Drew Lock can be quite capable running. So the Shurmur Lock fit could be a very good one for the Denver Broncos. So concentrates on explosive downfield plays, something that we know that Drew Lock can be quite capable running. Concentrates on explosive downfield plays, something that we know that Drew Lock can be quite capable running.
Okay, so and I also played the tape of them saying that we didn't say this, and I repeated it over again. Repeated them saying it over and over again. 20 plus yards, 20. We didn't say that. We didn't say that. And then I replayed it over and over, highlighting what do they have in the big graphic there? 20 plus yards. Stop lying to us. Can you just do that? Can you be honest one time for the fans? That's why I started this channel, because of you people telling just lie after lie. Whatever sell, this is what a Ponzi artist does. A Ponzi artist, what does he use? What does a Ponzi artist use?
He used to back up his facts or his argument.
Yes, what they do is they bring in guys. They'll show you stats, graphs, and they'll in a big. This is big cheerlead. Just believe in this, and they hook everybody in, and they've done this year in and year out. Last year the offensive line was supposed to be great. And then
I want to talk about that real quick. Sorry to interrupt you, but the same freaking outlet that I got into it with was saying that, well, Shurmur got better pulling the guard, because I was saying it but even before the Atlanta game. I'm not trying to give myself high praise here, okay? I don't think I could be an offense coordinator in the league. There's a reason why I'm not. But I literally said that the springboard the running game, you need to pull the guard. It's in all of our video archives. I was the first one saying it out there. Pull the guard. Yeah, people want to get me off your platform because I don't put up with bullshit. There's a reason why I don't put up with bullshit, because I can see damn lies year after year after year. They said it last year, the offensive line is going to be good. They said it the year before that the offensive line was going to be good. The reason why the Broncos offensive line was better in the last 5 games of the season is because they are playing poor defensive line competition and poor defenses in the National Football League. Stop lying to yourself.
Crickets. Crickets. Yeah, we didn't see that when they played Tampa, the Steelers, some of these other D-line, maybe
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. Well, Kansas City. Kansas City, they weren't doing good against Kansas City either. So that's what I'm saying. I get fed up. We don't bring up facts. Well, I'm the first. Who was the first person that talked about bringing in Darby? Who was the first person that brought up Darby? Did the guy that makes highlight reels? Did the guy who makes highlight reels, does he ever go scouting for potential up and coming players?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like a Philip Jordan, and saying that, and explaining to fans, for instance, we have a Denver Bronco fan that came on, and I got into him this week with, who's selling the whole Bridgewater narrative. Okay? And I can get into Bridgewater and all this narrative later, but what I'm trying to say is that they think they're coming up with something new. They think that this is a fresh idea. Now, no, Case Keenum. Oh no, we were bringing LB. That you watch Case Keenum. Well, Joe Flacco. You'll see. And these, yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, Joe Flacco. Everybody was Flacco. Oh, we didn't say that. Oh, roll the film. Oh yeah, you did. I was the one that said no, and I got all the flack.
And okay. You know what's funny about this is that I don't back up my things with facts. I literally said pull the guard. That's in video archives. I literally said Rashawn Slater. I got so much hate for that. I literally said Jay McDavis was going to be a first-round pick. And you're going to sit here and tell me that, I shouldn't be on your channel, this, that, and the third. I am happy to be on this channel with this guy because we have a lot in common in terms of what the bullshit is with surrounding this team. We are a GM-centric channel. We are not going to put flowers up your ass and talk about how this team is like a quarterback away from being freaking Tampa Bay. Get the frick out of here with that stuff. You're going to say, did you watch the Super Bowl, you want to be rapper? Did you sit there and watch the Super Bowl? Please, give me a freaking break. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's a problem. Because when I said that this is a different dynamic than you're seeing around the NFL, they really, what's going on, and I honestly believe this. I honestly believe what they're trying to do is sell at least 9 wins from Bridgewater. I don't think they want Locke to. If Locke ends up on the field, they want to. I know this is now my opinion. Now, I feel strongly that they'll never unleash Locke. His potential. It will be a very tightly run, safe dink, whatever it is. The safe, run heavy, whatever it is, safe. And I'm not saying go vertical now. I'm changing. I'm just saying that we're not going to see a dynamic. It's not going to be the dynamic offensive. Because they don't want Locke to show that maybe he did improve. Maybe he could be the guy. They don't want that. They want to look like the Tampa Bay prior to Brady. And I was thinking about this all week long. I'm like, why is this? Why are they hiring Clayton? Why are they sending out talking points? This whole thing about the draft where Peyton comes out. These clowns get up there and act like Elway doesn't exist. And just now,
the president of football operations. Are you that
slash GM?
Are you that stupid? Okay. I said another comment in there that said Peyton was a yes man GM. He is a yes man GM. Those moves are when you're spending money out the ass. Didn't Elway just do the same thing the past 6-7 years? He would spend money out the ass.
Yes, that's what Dan Jacobs was saying. They're like, where does this stuff come from? And then you got the fan. I'm going to post the article while we're talking. That has to come out and say, yeah, Elway's put the handcuffs on. They know that. Peyton came out.
That was going to happen.
Peyton directly said Surtain was Elway's pick. Directly. Mike Klis of the Denver Post said the same thing. So, I don't understand why. I don't understand where people can't see. This is the problem. Like I said, if you had, could you imagine if Dan Snyder? Could you imagine if Josh McDaniels? Yeah. Could you imagine if Josh McDaniels tried to pull this crap?
And that's a funny thing. You know what? The guy that was commenting with you, I'm happy that you said go and do your own channel because he is the direct. Okay, dude, you're an idiot. Okay, you're a freaking idiot. Okay, I'm gonna call you out in front of everybody here. Go start your own channel. I really don't care. I did one video and it got 1.1K views, and that was just on Rashawn Slater, who everybody hated me for. Everybody said I was talking head in the dark. And he went in the top 15. Okay? So before you sit, and look what happened. Juwan James got hurt. What a freaking shocker. We brought in another Juwan James 2.0 and Bobby freaking Massey. Give me a freaking break. We've already talked about that. But I really think that these people are so wrapped up in their bullshit for trying to, the channel out there, if they tell you like they're like the truth, they're the comment. Oh, shots
Wait a
fired.
minute. Whoa, time out. We never said truth. We say bullshit. We don't do the bullshit. Okay, we say bullshit. There's a difference. The people the people saying they're the truth channel, that's Cecil Lammy. Let's get this straight. No, that's Cecil Lammy. We say the truth.
So Lance Sanderson, Eric Trickle, you guys got caught. And you guys couldn't handle it. And, you guys are probably brilliant minds when it comes to film. But you guys can't put out film. You might start doing it now that I'm calling you out. But don't sit there and lie to your audience, because in the comments section, there's people that, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, he must be a freaking conspiracy theorist. Dude, how in the hell am I a conspiracy theorist when year after year they say the same old shit? This offensive line is top notch, top 15. That's okay with you guys as a top 15 offensive line?
Yeah, no. They believe me. They're gone. It's called Hopium. It's called Hopium. They want the fix. They want that fix. Just tell me Aaron Rodgers is coming. All we care about Bridgewater to do is just show enough to show this is Tampa Bay all over again. Aaron Rodgers, this is your spot. This is where you belong.
Yeah, because we have these receivers. Jerry Jeudy, who is a little bit too much to his own liking, who doesn't like to get hit in the middle of the field, doesn't like to go to the middle of the field. I literally said in the comment in that STR platform, whatever, was saying that there should be a competition with Tyreek Cleveland and Jerry Jeudy. And of course they didn't read it because they know. Okay, so don't sit here and tell me that you're feeding me all this fucking truth-telling shit when I know that you guys, all the people out there that love, that clamor for Aaron Rodgers, I said it the night was bullshit. And it came out that it was bullshit. Everybody that was clamoring for Deshaun Watson, and I said he wasn't coming here. Look, he's not here. Everybody was clamoring to give Justin Simmons that top safety money. Oh, of course it was George Payton. Oh, yeah, that was so Elway, guys, spending all that money. When Payton literally said in his opening press conference that he wants to build the offense and defensive lines. That's how you win in the National Frickin' Football League. You want to share that too? I could share that video.
Yeah, see, these are the same people that again, this is how con artists work. We never said that. Those people calling us out. They're the bad guy.
You show film on this site. Do you really? Your fake film room?
Yeah, the film room that doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're the one that has the all 22. I'm the one that has the college film. I'm the one providing linebacking stuff, offensive line stuff, running back stuff, all this stuff.
You know what's frustrating for us, really? You know what's frustrating for us is the fact that they know bullshit sells. They know people want to be conned. They know, just give me that air. What did we say about, as soon as we talked about Aaron Rodgers, our numbers go up through the roof. Hopium, yeah. They're addicted to hopium.
Give me that hopium, yep.
Yeah, hope and change they can believe in.
Yeah, that wannabe rapper. He wants that hopium. He wants that Tampa Bay model. He wants that Tom Brady model. He wants that Aaron Rodgers. It's that hopium stuff. It's that addiction stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to sit here, and I was reading the comments that you're going back and forth with him, and I'm just sitting there like, dude, this guy is a freaking idiot, because he literally he made your point. Basically, what it was is that you sit there and say that you're from New Jersey, all this bullshit, and I know you're bullshitting because you're sitting there.
I don't know.
Teddy freaking Bridgewater. Oh, we get that. Who was the one that said it was going to be conservative offense this year?
Well, we did. Yeah, we both did. Yeah, that this is the model. They wanted to go. This is the idea. Just play it safe. Try to eke out 9 games. Let's sell that this team is. Let's put a lot of
quarterback away.
We're just Aaron Rodgers away.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. We're just that far away. See, just all you have to. We got the receivers. Well, how about the offensive line? What about that?
The defense.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. Yes, but didn't you say that the last few years? Oh yeah.
When we brought in Menelik Watson and Donald Stevenson, you guys said that we have one of the best tackle duos in the league too. Remember that, guys?
Oh no, we didn't say that. We didn't. No.
Of course you didn't say it because you guys are idiots and bullshit con artists.
Yeah. So it's just, selling. That's what a Ponzi scheme guy does. He sells Hopium.
Give me that best offensive line in the AFC West. Forget about what he did bringing in Orlando Brown, Joe Thuney, Austin Beeline from the Rams. Yeah. Forget about what the Chargers did.
Hopium. Just give me my fix of Hopium. Yeah, and then when everything goes south and it doesn't turn out, then it's our fault because we told you so. Then they really hate us. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating that, I want to go to this one fan again that when I said start your own channel, I didn't say that in a bad way. I'm telling you, you have everything it takes to be a successful channel. And what is success? Success is getting a bunch of people that want to just listen to a bunch of hope and change that they can believe in. That's never going to happen or partially will happen. Now, God, if the Broncos win 9 games, which I'm not saying they can't, because I don't have that much faith in the other teams in the NFL, but a lot's going to depend on how the Lions do. I'm just going to be honest with you. But the thing is that if they win 9 games, we'll never hear the end of it. Well, you would think they would win the Super Bowl, and you're going to say it's going to be cranked up so high that this is Tampa Bay. This is just one quarterback. You're going to see if they win 9 games, especially under Teddy Bridgewater. This is the Tampa Bay thing. It's all over. It's all happening. I just need Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers just really quick. Aaron Rodgers got the Kool-Aid right here. Got some Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid for you.
Actually, be getting a lot of views on this freaking video because we're talking about quarterbacks all the time.
Well, yeah, but I probably won't highlight it as that. So, I guess we're talking about. Maybe should I put that in? We're talking about quarterback and Denver Broncos. We're talking about quarterbacks. Yeah. Just put that in there, just to make the point. That that's all. There's nothing else to do with football. But I want to say something about this Aaron Rodgers nonsense. It would be in Aaron Rodgers' best interest to retire. That way, why sit out the year? You might as well retire. Just do it. Retire. Because he has to be getting promises from John Elway. There's forget George Payton. He's getting promises from Elway. Probably, he will give you the team. But he's probably getting some assurances somewhere else. So to me, the only way this would be feasible, where Aaron Rodgers strictly has control, is if he retires. I mean, am I off with that?
You're not off. You're right on.
Exactly. So anything of that, it would be what's in the best interest of Green Bay, not Aaron Rodgers.
And can I just say this?
Yeah.
You guys would be happy going 9-7 or 9-8 now, whatever. I don't know what because of the 17. Whatever.
Yeah, 9-8. Yeah, 9-8.
You guys would be happy going 9-8.
Oh yeah, it'd be the Super Bowl. That'd be the Super because we're just one quarterback away.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why we're the new Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars, the old Buffalo Bulls, old Raiders, is because we have cheerleaders out there that these are the exact same articles that came out when the Browns were sucking, when the Jaguars have been sucking. These are the exact same freaking articles and people that spew this bullshit because we have no accountability from the top down, because we have a guy in John Elway who is not in LA, who is not sipping on his sippy cups, who is literally in the building still as president of football operations /GM.
/GM, yes. Yeah, that's when Von Miller said, I'm not doing this for the GMs. I'm not doing it for
between the lines there. GM.
So this is the very reason why Von Miller doesn't want to go to your platform. He doesn't want to go to STR because he's tired too of your garbage. trashing players out, overhyping other players. He's done with it. And, that's why I've been done with it. So then I say, as fans, I'm not like you out there who just buys bullshit, who likes to inject hopium. I'm trying to tear everything apart, trying to look at every piece, everything, coaching, the players, the front office, and I'm holding them accountable. None of you are. 9-7. Why? It's 9-7 good? No, of course it's going to be good for them. It's going to, because that just all they care about is their own rhetoric.
This is the issue that I've had, and this is why I started to come on your channel and do this, is because ever since they got rid of TJ Ward and ever since they got rid of Talib, when they got rid of Wade Phillips, when they got rid of all these talented people in the organization, Adam Peters, who's that? Just go look what he's doing in San Francisco. This is the definition of a collapsed franchise when you don't have a real owner who knows what he's doing. And I've been trying to tell people this. We are not even in the same universe as Tampa Bay. We went 5-11 with almost the 90% of the same players on this roster. And 9-7, we are just Aaron Rodgers away from being Tampa Bay. When Tampa Bay built the model that Buffalo's doing, that the Colts are doing, that the Chiefs are doing, that the Steelers are doing, that the Baltimore Ravens are doing, you are going to sit here and tell me that the Broncos, the Denver Broncos that went 5-11 for a reason, are in the same universe as the Bills and Chiefs in Tampa Bay. See, that's how I know that you are an idiot, that you don't know what you're talking about, that the stats that you're trying to provide are bullshit. You can provide all the stats you want. They're going to look good on paper, but when you watch the film, when you take a deep dive into the film that this guy has provided you and that I watched behind the scenes, you're going to see the exact same issues that we have seen for the past 5-6 years with John Elway, the head snake that is up there with the with the Al Davis look, with the hawk looking down on his team, that is literally ruining this franchise. Now, mind you, is John Elway intentionally ruin this franchise? No. And we've talked about this. I don't think he's intentionally ruining this franchise. I just don't think that he has the capability of being patient and building a correct run organization like Pat Bullen did. Ever since I have came onto this channel, I have been trying to provide people the truth. No bullshit. Do I come across as aggressive? Yes. But I'm trying to get it through your heads because you guys are brainwashed about how when you take a step back, just take a step back, do your own research. That's what I did. I was just like you guys, where I was brainwashed. I believed STR, I believed all that crap. But once I started getting out of that mindset and freaking understanding, like, hey, this is not something what Pat Bullen would have done. Trying to hire Vance Joseph as his defensive coordinator. Remember that when they were trying to do that? All this stuff. Going quarterback, quarterback, your perfect 90s corner and Pat Surtain. Stuff like that. You guys are believing so much bullshit that you guys are living in a bubble that you guys can't think about guys like Jordan Phillips, Ronald Darby on a 1-year contract and prove it so you can give him that type of money. Guys like a Jayon Brown, a guy like the guy that you mentioned, a Roy Robertson Harris, guys like that can help this team, a Sheldon Rankins, a Solomon Thomas, guys like that can help this team. I try to look at it in a GM point of view.
Yeah. Kolby, these guys, these other platforms, all that you just talked about is way beyond their pay grade. Hey, we get paid. This is what we don't get paid, but they say we get paid to put out garbage because we know that that's going to sell. We know, we're just, we got that running back. It's going to be bad. It's going to be great. We got Judy's going to turn it around. You watch. Some more hopium. That's all they can do. They can't go beyond that because it's beyond their pay grade. They can't break it down like we do. And you know what? Obviously, what we do doesn't sell because they don't want. They're not. The last thing they want to look at is the film. It's amazing that those are the lowest viewed videos, unless it's a quarterback.
It's those 4.2K views on some channels.
Well, yeah, just quarterback. Yeah, just bring that up and then that's why I say I told that individual, go start your own channel. You'll be successful. You're going to talk about the great hope of Bridgewater and how that's going to transform this whole, again, it's Keenum is Flacco, it's Locke, it's Bridgewater. We've seen this movie 1,000 times, And we're saying, look at all these other moving parts here. Oh, no, don't. Something that, hold on a second. Something that was really interesting is when we show the video of them talking about Shurmur and when we got him in and being plus 20 yards and everything else. They were called out by a Giants fan. I have the comment, I'll let people read it. One of the things I said, too, is, and I had an argument with these kind of people, because, again, it was bullshit coming out, that Pat Shurmur wanted Locke. There was nothing that ever indicated that he wanted Locke. They asked him at a press conference when he got to Denver, and he's like, oh, yeah, very unenthusiastically, yeah, we were looking at Locke. And I'm sure they were looking at him. But the commenter said, you're full of crap. This is the most biased bullshit. And he's a Giant. We're not associated with him. He's with the Giants. And he could see through this, the bullshit that these people are peddling. I said that, according to the press in New York, that who Shurmur wanted was Haskins. That's who he was high on. That was all in the press about he was high on Haskins. They didn't get Haskins. Because they picked, and then I read too in New York that this was actually the GM. The GM was high on the quarterback they picked, Jones, yeah, was high on Jones, and then that's kind of a fallout. And I don't think that Shurmur had any intention to really be dedicated to Drew Lock. He obviously brought his guy in that has a history with. So, but it's just disingenuous to put it all on Locke and say we didn't say go 20 yards, and we got you on tape saying that go 20 yards. You people are totally disingenuous. I guess the audience are a bunch of suckers. They want to be lied to all the time. That's what they like I said. Give me another fix. So yeah. So I guess for us it's a bit frustrating. We show film. Well, all we do is show facts. We don't throw bullshit stats at you. I show you Draymond Jones struggling on tape against better defensive linemen. But you don't want to look at that. It doesn't exist because somebody gave you a stat. Some con artist said, buy our real estate. If you all pitch in on this, we'll sell you this chunk of land. It's beachfront. The building may collapse, but I'm not going to tell you that part. Just buy into our condo. And if it all collapses onto you, it's their fault. It's not our fault.
And that's the issue here, because during that whole draft process, I was providing film with a Zaven Collins, with a Micah Parsons, with a Rashawn Slater, with all these other draft prospects that I try to give you that would make a difference for this team, that would help this team at least be somewhat serviceable from what an Alexander Johnson and Josie Jewell is, and we talked about this time and time again, the moves that if we were GM, the moves that would have made, we could have had Devin Bush and Zaven Collins.
I know. No, again, yes, that's above their pay grade. They can't. Just like
Phillips on your defensive line. You can keep Vaughn. You can keep Chubb.
Yeah. And then I know. That's so far above their pay grade. Something else that came up well, look at Darby. I was bringing up Darby. I said, this is the time to bring him in. Didn't even acknowledge Darby. Now it's like, oh, well, corner. Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. But where were you people? Oh, you were spewing bullshit. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Joe Flacco Kool-Aid. It was when it was happening. It was the Joe Flacco, Case Keenum Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Well, the Shurmur Kool-Aid. We're going to go stretch the field.
Yeah, and that's you're going to sit up there with that's the refreshing part, because you guys get paid to do it. You guys sit up there with a straight face and tell me that I'm lying in front of your audience, yet I have video and facts proving that you guys are bullshitting.
Well, we caught him in a lie. We caught and it's not hard to do. When you're a con artist, you con. That's what you do.
Yeah.
When you're a con artist, you con. It's what you do. And obviously, the proof. We've got the proof.
You want real like film, because you have all these STR platforms. Oh, what I saw in the film room, yet they're not going to show you it. And all this stuff. We have film literally breaking down this offense, breaking down this defense, breaking down the safeties, Justin Simmons. Even during the season, we were providing film about.
Oh, they hated it. I mean, I showed.
I showed the series. I didn't cherry pick anything. I said, here's the series. Here's Justin Simmons doing good. Here is meh. And then here's Simmons getting burned over the top. I said, we've seen this over and over and over again. Oh, you're cherry. I said, it's the series. You can go look at the tape. You can go online, watch the game.
Because that's all they could say. You guys are cherry picking. You did. So what are we doing? We're playing a video game. We're playing Madden, and we're cherry picking from the game.
Yeah,
see that they don't know what to say, so they're going to say cherry picking to elevate their argument and downgrade your film analysis. Basically, what it is.
Yeah, not everybody does that. Just as you know, not everybody does that.
I know they don't.
Yeah, I mean, there's people out there that really get what's going on, and I guess I have to apologize a little bit for this video too, just for the fact that we should be beyond these people. It's like you know that you can't go on to their platforms because they're it's like this. You got a Ponzi schemer, which they are, and they're saying one year they're saying something, and then they're saying exactly the opposite, and you go in there and say, well, this is what you said then. Oh, no, don't listen to them. Just keep buying our bullshit. Buy our swag. Buy our, merch. No, don't listen to them. You can't. Again, if you're one of these fans that just wants to be lied to all the time, that's not our audience. And I apologize for this video, but we should. I do want to make a point though. If they're going to call us out and say we're not telling you the truth, and how come we can produce video that you're lying? You're lying. That has to be said. That has to be said. So, we were going to talk about ownership. One of the things that I'm worried about is who gets the final say on who sells the team. I mean, if all the kids get the money, but you say it's the NFL. Like I said, it just seems to me that anything could be a loss. This is like such a screwed up situation that you could bring third parties into a lawsuit situation. Let's say Bozo. Say Bozo won the team, but say the NFL didn't want to sell to Bozo. Okay? The Amazon guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, then he could sue. Yeah, wait a minute. Who said that? I can't. How come who excluded me? The kids are saying, well, we didn't agree to this. I just see this as the biggest can of worms. And then, does Elway get just glide through all of this, just stay put and just glide through all this until...
I mean, that's what he's doing. That's why he took basically he went up to being president of football or operations, and apparently that's getting fired.
Yeah, that's how you got fired. Yeah, that's good. That's how you don't exist, right? You're the head of the whole thing, but you don't exist. Like I said, if this was Josh McDaniels doing everything exactly the same, hiring John Clayton to spew garbage, making Peyton a second, a handcuffed guy. All you would hear is like, it's all Josh McDaniels. But now, because I knew this was the problem. I've said it so many times that if Elway blew it, that he would put so much insulation in front of him that it would be an Al Davis situation. And if you go back and listen to the Raider fans, were saying the same thing. Raider fans were saying to other Raider fans, well, you're crazy. I mean, Al Davis isn't he's not meddling. Oh, you're nuts. He's just the owner he just owns he's not doing that. It's the same thing. The same arguments, it's the same thing.
People, and again, I'm going to elaborate on this real quick with the whole John Elway's not a part of an organization. Just go look at the propaganda films Denver put out on their channel. He's right there. So that's all I got to say to that. That's it. That's all I got to say about Elway.
Well, you're talking about those draft films leading up to the draft, and he's there the whole time. Not existing. He's there, not existing. So, okay, we talked about ownership a little bit. What do you think? Do you think it's a crazy can of worms?
Yes, I think it's a crazy can of worms. I think that the trust and the family both screwed themselves. I honestly believe the NFL is just waiting probably till after this year to make a thing because Roger Goodell hasn't really talked about it much. He's talked about Bolin every time the ownership situation's been brought up to him. If you watch the videos, I just think Roger Goodell is just kind of waiting till probably Elway's out of the. I don't think Elway and Goodell get along. That's just my opinion. So I think that they're just waiting for Elway for his contract to run up because after this year, I think Elway's gone, and I think that's why they hired George Payton for 6 years, like we've mentioned many, many times. And I still believe in George Payton. I still, when Elway's gone, I'm going to give him a fair shot. I still believe in George Payton. I think he can do good for this team. The problem is yes, he's handcuffed. And we both warned everybody about this. And this relates to the ownership situation. When you don't have accountability from the top down, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yes. The handcuff situation. Did we write that? No, we weren't a part of that. They can't deny that. You're an idiot out there if you think that Elway has no part in anything and he's just, I'm just letting everybody do. And there's so much bullshit being put out about that. That you want to talk about when people are telling you to say, just believe us, we're telling you the truth. That has everything to do with the Elway situation. The Elway non-situation, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just believe us. Just if it's like what's his name? Who's up there in the trust? There, who's that guy up in the? What's that?
Joe Ellis.
Joe Ellis. Remember at the press conference, one of those press conferences, he was so frustrated. He's not meddling. Well, if that's what he's saying, he's definitely meddling. If he gets so frustrated about the meddling question. Just trust us. He's not. Yeah. Doesn't it work for them too? If we're the ones bullshitting, doesn't it work? Doesn't that same logic work for them?
Yeah.
So exactly. So one thing they're pumping out too is the Jerry Jeudy excuse making. That's another thing to talk about.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Let's get another Jeudy interview on this quarterback situation. I love Bridgewater.
Yeah, I do an article basically from Pro Football about the difference between Locke and Bridgewater, according to him.
No. There's no difference. Remember, everybody came down on me. There's no difference. You're crazy.
I was the one saying that he complained that Locke threw the ball too hard. I got so much hate for that shit.
You were making that up, right? You were making it up. Yeah. So tell me about the article. Tell me about the article you sent me.
Basically, it was Jerry Jeudy hyping up Bridgewater because he loves Bridgewater because he doesn't throw the ball too hard. He just lays it right there for him to catch it. Basically, what it was.
Sure. We'll see how that.
Well, I don't think him and Locke get along. So I just want to say this. I think that Bridgewater just did a full endorsement for Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And he was just basically talking about the throwing differences between Locke and Bridgewater and how he loves Bridgewater because he gets it right there on the money for him. Just gently, just like a feather, just getting right where it needs.
Yeah, we'll see how that translates when the defense starts coming after Bridgewater. Well, I just want to. This is probably going to be our most hated video, just for the fact that we're calling out the whole hope and change thing. All over again. Now we've got the. So in conclusion, I think what the Broncos are trying to pull off is they're banking on see if they can get 9 wins and crank up the propaganda even further and try to convince somebody like Aaron Rodgers to come to the Broncos because we're Tampa Bay all over again. That's all I thought about last week. That has to be where all this nonsense is going. And then this guy writes that, and I'm like, it proves my point. That this just the nonsense is incredible.
Gotta love it.
Well, is this team just one quarterback away from Tampa Bay?
No, they have multiple needs on this team, not just quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, proper tight end. I think is a big need too. You have Albert O and Noah Fant, but you need a blocking tight end, and we got rid of that Nick Vanette, and Troy Fumagalli. So, running back situation, it'll show itself. I'll be right. Javonte Williams will be another Royce Freeman, Monte Ball, same old crap. So.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing. I think we had great discussions with. We saw problems with the defense, but we discussed, nobody would touch, is that the dynamic difference between player personnel in Chicago defense versus the player personnel in the Denver Broncos game. I think that was an important point to point out. Shurmur's, why was Shurmur brought in? Yes. Now it's short safe. Is that not a 180 difference from where?
Yeah.
Again, more BS. And I can show those, and show them in the video. This was the idea. This isn't. I don't know why people want to deny this stuff. But what do you think about my theory, my conspiracy theory that they're hoping they get that 9 wins, hope they can get, maybe knock on the door of the playoffs, maybe get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs if they get really lucky, and try to sell it as we're just one Aaron Rodgers away.
I agree and disagree to that with this whole thing. I still go back to Elway having 1 year left on his contract. Now, if he had 2 or 3 years, that would push your point even further. But I believe Elway's going to be gone after this year, and I think this team is going to look drastically different in the next 2 years. So going after and getting an Aaron Rodgers, I think would just be a waste of time. Do I see them doing that? If they get the right owner and George Payton has the ability to do the stuff that he wanted to do when he was saying it in his opening press conference, I think this team is just going to look vastly different in the next 2 to 3 years.
So if I think that Elway is going to try to ride each year out until he will definitely not be around if there's an owner. If he's going to be held accountable by an owner, he won't be around. But until that happens, I could see him extending himself a year, maybe 2 years. Okay. I see Elway being completely desperate to get an Aaron Rodgers. Completely desperate. I think that he believes that that's going to legitimize his legacy. You see, I just didn't have another quarterback like that. That was the whole problem. Not all the other bad decisions. And I really do. I do think that he will try to be around until their actual owner steps in. And I think that that's what we're seeing now. And this is the thing I wanted to ask you. If, let's just say hypothetically that Aaron Rodgers retires and comes back and then decides he's not going to play for John Elway. He's going to go to some other team. Will Peyton be scapegoated as to take the fall that Aaron Rodgers and Elway will be completely insulated from that decision by Aaron Rodgers? Because I'm going to tell you this. I can guarantee you Aaron Rodgers is speaking with Peyton Manning. If he's planning on going to the Denver Broncos, there's no doubt in my mind he is going to talk to Peyton Manning. And does Peyton Manning trash Elway? I don't think so. But I don't think he's going to hold back either the negative stuff either. And I'm sure if you were a fly on the wall, I'm sure Peyton Manning would say he'll promise you the moon. Excuse me. He'll promise you the moon, but he can't even hit the treetops. Don't be surprised if he doesn't come through with all of his promises.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money. I think you hit the nail on the head.
And that's the real world, not the bullshit crap that these other spin doctors are going to give you.
Yes,
I think is more of the real world.
Yes, not the betting odds, not the, every week talking about Aaron Rodgers, an insider said this, all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not really focused on the Denver Broncos until they get an owner, because I can't take this team seriously until they get a real proper owner.
I agree with you there. It's just like we can only evaluate what's in front of us right now. We don't. I think that really speaks to us is where we are as fans. For me and you, we need ownership. We need ownership. We need a plan moving forward. We need some sort of long-term stick-to-itness. We need an identity. And I think our identity right now is we're a rent-a-center. We're begging, please, 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 come here, please, please. We can't develop anybody unless it's Garrett Bowles, and we could talk about that too, about, Garrett Bowles.
Yeah, you want.
So the rest of the offensive line pretty much went down the tubes, because we spent so much concentrated effort on that one player. But I think you hit it right. I think that, the signings, all this is just, and I think not just you, but I think the guy that does the Sunday show on the radio, what's that? Dan Jacobs. Yeah. That he does. He's correct too. I think that and it's my assessment too, that it's just all Elway all over again. They hired John Clayton to say, no, it's not. No, it's not. They have these other outlets out there, pushing the Dove Valley narrative, for whatever the reason. They're getting paid, SI and the rest of it, sports talk radio, and nothing changes. It just, hope and change you can believe in.
Yep, basically.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah, make it great again. All that stuff.
Make it great again. Yeah, make it great again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just more. It's just year after year of campaign bullshit promise.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll end it on that. I didn't think this was the greatest. I'm trying I'm trying to camera. I'm trying to do in voice recording. I've got kind of distracted in that until I can get that down a little bit, and not be so distracted. But we'll see how that goes. We're going to insert some. We'll have some really good inserts, but you've already seen that by this time.
But like you said, probably will be our most hated video.
I think so. Because again, truth does not sell. It's they'll crucify you before they'll come. They'll crucify you first. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Because you took away that heroin fix.
Good old heroin.
Yeah, opium.
Yep, hopium.
Hopium.